Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So in this video I will be talking about the head gravity Auxetic that are coming guys very soon. Let's take a closer look at some of the specs, at the versions, and also you can see a little bit of the design. Once again, the gravity rackets are for the modern aggressive hitting player who wants some extra sweet spot, who wants that extra power, and still who wants to maintain a decent control. So let's jump into it, because I've been adding the info to the Sportega store. The deadline for me was 10th of March. So we can expect that these rackets will launch at some point right now in the middle of March probably. So guys, stay tuned for the release in all your favorite shops. And if we look at the description, so gravity rackets, feel the force. I will highlight it. So feel the force. Aggressive next generation players can dominate any court with the gravity, with its revolutionary frame design, enormous sweet spot, and state-of-the-art Auxetic technology for superb impact feel. So yes, the Auxetic is also coming to gravities. We all expected that. And other technologies are the elliptical beam, flex groove, and sweet zone. So essentially the elliptical beam should be quite aerodynamic. The flex groove should help with flexing of the racket. So you can expect that the racket will once again feel quite soft. You will feel good feel, good touch, and the flex will essentially make the rackets really comfortable. So I expect the RA to be around 62, like with the previous 360 plus, Graphene 360 plus generation. And the sweet zone, it's their unusual head shape that started all this gravity line in 2019. So it's been 4 years, and this is the third generation. So 2019, the first generation, 2021, the second generation, and 2023, the third generation. And the lineup is similar. Let's say it's the same, but only the names for a few of the rackets has changed. I will start with the lower ranked, let's say, or the easier playing rackets for the I would say even seniors, guys, seniors. So the Gravity Team L has been previously called, let's take a look at the paper sheet, it was the Gravity Light. Now it is called Team L. And the specs should be the same. Expect the same amount of power. So the CPI index is 700. So it should be at the same level like, wait a minute, I need to compare it. It should be on the same level like with a Radical Team, Speed Team, and Extreme Team. So in this sense, the precision should be, and the power should be similar to those rackets. So you can see the specs here. So it's an head is oversized, so 104 square inches, 270 gram, 335 balance, and so on and so on. So what is interesting for the gravity line is the string pattern. So for these lighter rackets, and also for the Gravity Team, for the Gravity MPL, and the Gravity MP, The string pattern is 16 by 20, so there is the extra cross string to compensate the really huge big sweet spot of those rackets, and to maintain the control. Otherwise, if it was like 16 by 19, then the power will be just too much. We know that the gravities are very powerful rackets, like they are super powerful, so the power is really great, and to maintain the control it's 16 by 20, and I find it really interesting. Not many other rackets actually have this string pattern on the market, so it is interesting to have at least some of these to choose from. So the Gravity Team, it was previously called the Gravity S, so now it is called Gravity Team. I need to be honest, so the team, when you hear the team name for a tennis racket, you are like, okay, so it should be a quite a competition-oriented racket if it is called a team. But usually the team rackets are for the lower intermediate, and even for some, let's say, aspirational or ambitional beginners, let's say. So the team name for these rackets, you really don't take these rackets for competition unless you are at the beginning of your journey, let's say, or you are really still learning tennis. But I think it's a more interesting name to sell these lighter rackets to the general public. And I believe for example, for seniors, these can be a really good rackets, the Team and Team L versions. The Team L for women seniors, and the Team for men seniors. Now the Gravity MPL, it is more, let's say, traditional racket with a 100 square inch head size and 280 gram frame, and the balance is 325, and also 60 by 20 string pattern. So this Gravity MPL could be a really good option for some juniors, let's say, starting at like 14 years old, and or even lower, even younger. So maybe even like 12 years old can play with this racket really well, because it's 100 square inches. So this racket is with the head size on the competition level, let's say, and it's 280 gram. Maybe some custom job could be helpful to beef the frame a little bit up for more stability and plow through. And what I like is that the beam is 22 millimeters, so it's a quite, let's say, thin beam for such a light racket. The other two I've been talking about are 24, both of them. Now we are coming to the top 3 rackets. So there's a total of 6 rackets in the line. The Gravity MP, I believe this actually, the Gravity MP is a bestseller, because it is super maneuverable, but still it has great plow through, good plow through actually. It could be around 323 swing weight, so 320, 323, 324, up to maybe 325, and that's really good for such a, let's say, light racket, for a sub 300 gram racket. And you have the string pattern, the 16 by 20, so you have the control there, you have the power there. So I believe actually the Gravity MP could be a great racket for me, for example. Even though nowadays I play with the Artengo that is beefed up to 320 gram without strings, I think the Gravity MP would be a really great racket for me. And for many of the intermediate players, I would say for most, also for the juniors that are starting at the age of, let's say, 13, 14, and that are going to play some tournaments. Then there is the Gravity Tour, one of the also very popular versions. Now, the weight is 3.5, the balance is 320. So once again, you can expect swing weight about 325. 325 is the I would say the highest swing weight that can be really expected for this racket. We have the 18 by 20 string pattern, so expect a very good control and precision. The tour version would be great for someone who has already established the technique and everything well, and who is playing some tournaments, who is experienced, who is playing regularly, who is really into tennis, and great for juniors. Once again, this is like for the 14-year-old and up, 14-year-old junior with a good body power and strength can play with this racket really well. But I'm surprised that the gravity is kind of faded throughout the last 2 years, let's say. Because I don't know why, honestly, because I like the rackets very much, very powerful, but somehow people like the Extreme Series more and more. So the Extreme Series kind of taking the biggest portion, of course, with the Speed Series, and also the Prestige and maybe the Radicals. So now the last racket, the Gravity Pro, 315 gram, 315 millimeters balance, 20 millimeter frame, very thin, very control oriented. So this racket is at the same CPI level like the Prestige Pro and the Radical Pro. So it's actually the most precision-oriented racket. These are the 3 most precision-oriented rackets, even though it's a 645 square centimeters or 100 inches. So nothing changed here. So the gravities have the big sweet spot that can leave you in a comfort zone always when you are hitting on a full throttle, on full Gas. Ja, ist in Deutsch. Das ist in Deutsch Full Gas. So this racket, 18 by 20 string pattern, once again, great control, great precision, great stability. But with the extra power, just look at Rublev, how he swings with these rackets. Crazy fast serve, crazy fast forehand, brutal. So these are the brutal rackets, let's say, with the brutal force, brutal power for all the guys who are playing the modern type of tennis, pushing, like always, not hesitating. In comparison with the Radicals, these rackets have more free power, of course, more free power. They somehow generate the power more because of the typical gravity head shape. So it looks like an egg, really. So it is wide at the position at the 3 o'clock, or let's say the 3 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and at the 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. So the sweet spot is really, really generous, and it is not the let's not compare it to the Yonex rackets, because the Yonex rackets, they are kind of squared, but the gravities are wider, mostly in the place where the power is the highest. So yeah, if you've ever hit with gravity rackets, you know that they are super powerful. Maybe sometimes too powerful, but you know, you need to fiddle with the string setup a little bit. You can even put some very stiff string into these rackets and stringing up to, let's say, 25 kilos, maybe even higher, 26, to compensate the brutal power of these rackets. So what I don't know is how the design of the opposite side of the racket will look like, if there will be once again the changing, the different color on the opposite side. But I like the design, what I see here. I like it. I like the gravity and the head color of the font. So looks good, now it looks more, let's say, decent and more serious compared to the more let's say vivid and colorful previous versions. So guys, that covers my, let's say, first look at the rackets. You now know all the specs, and you can expect these rackets I believe very soon. So for now, that's all from me, and as always, if you want to support my channel, you have many options. Go for the Buy Me a Coffee platform, or you can support me via PayPal. You can click the Super Thanks button, or you can visit my store where you can buy some t-shirt with the Roger Federer design, or Serena Williams design, or Rafael Nadal face, or Novak Djokovic face. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments how do you like the design and what do you think about the new gravity rackets, because you know, the Auxetic, just fantastic. I can't really wait to touch these rackets and to feel the connection to the frame and to the ball. So for now, that's all. Thank you very much for watching, for your support, for commenting, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis every time, every day, and watch tennis, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!